this is what I'm gathering. We're supposed to really be little solar bodies around here,
Yes.
radiating light, truth unwavering. Like, look, I'm going to shine. Whether or not you like it, you can get some of this shine. I'm going to give you life.
It is
I'm going to shine on everyone.
An enrichment that there are not the appropriate words for.
So when are we going to collectively agree that the sun is actually not harmful? No, but seriously, when you stop fearing the sun and start letting it into your life, your entire vibe and energy will change. You wait and see. Here's the thing. The sun is actually a life force. Like, you walk outside and you can actually feel the energy transfer from the sky into your body. It is a vital part of living. It is a vital part of being a human. You look at plants outside, the vital part of them surviving is sun, water, and nourishment. Humans are the same. The reason that we're seeing bad reactions to the sun is because of modern society. The average person is actually not properly nourished or hydrated. And there's several layers to these negative reactions to the sun. We have to look at the products we're using. We have to look at the sunscreen we're using. Are there toxins in that? Because that relates to the bad reactions. We also have to know that everybody's tolerance is going to be different.
Welcome to Call for the Truth. I am LaOta of the Sun, and this is Tarvars of the Sun. And today we're going to talk about what is the sun. Tarvars, will you begin by calling in the truth for all of us in our audience?
Well, certainly. And we encourage you all to join us in the call for the truth. Shall we call forth the frequency of truth to come forward? Shall we call to see the truth in all that we see? Shall we call to hear the truth in all that we hear? Shall we call to speak the truth, calling forth the courage to speak the truth? Shall we call forth nothing less than the truth to come forward into our experience? And we are in the truth. We're talking about the sun.
Yes.
So
and we have plenty of sunshine today. So
most certainly. So much we had to adjust our lighting because the way that sun's hitting. So, and by the way, for anyone watching, if you've been enjoying our content and haven't subscribed already, we encourage you to click that little bell notification so you can stay in tune with the truth. So with that being said, the sun, you happen to go by LaOta of the Sun.
Yes.
I've adopted that, Tarvars of the Sun.
That's right.
And some others have as well. So where did this originate from?
Many years ago, in my interest of etymology, in my interest in language, I found that much of the hidden esoteric truth is in the language.
Yes.
There's so much truth just already right in front of us that we're, so to say, nose blind to. And then when I realized that I was a person, I was part of the sun, and it ignited in me the truth of that reality. So from that moment on, I understood that the sun that illuminates my world was an aspect of me and I of it. And then I found that there was a lot of history with people having various levels and degrees of reverence for the sun. I tried, sun breathing, sun bathing, sun gazing. All of those things, and recognize that the condition that humanity is currently in, many of those ancient esoteric arts only work in an environment where the body has cleaner air, has warm earth to walk upon, and has some of those kinds of understanding. So I understood, though, my connection to the sun was not negated because of that, but that I could cultivate it. And so I understand that as foundational to all humans, and I've been cultivating it for many decades.
Okay, so that's something that I think a lot of people can resonate with. Many people are familiar with a lot of ancient cultures giving reverence and adoration to the sun.
Yes.
For a multitude of purposes, even participating in sun gazing, sun bathing, sun breathing, all these different sun type of interactions and exchanges, to whether it's pulling in energy or have connection with that consciousness. So I want to take it in another direction, and it speaks to what you were sharing. You recognize in the language that there's a relationship, that you're not separate from this. You are per sun, you are a sun in and of your own. Would you explain a little bit more about the correspondence of like as above, so below from universal laws? How the sun inside of us. Some people may be familiar with it, but like let's break that down. Like, what does that mean?
Well, there's several ways to speak about this, but the way that I'll begin is by saying that we have energy centers, which most people are familiar with. They're called, or they're known as chakras, but they're energy centers, and one of them is the solar plexus, and that relates directly to our identity. And so it comes full circle to we can identify with the sun. Our identity is in our solar plexus, and most people are stuck in their solar plexus, in their debris of accumulated experiences that are stuck in that energy center, and they are operating in detriment to who they really are, because they really are the sun. And they don't know that they're the life-giving principle that makes all things grow through the illumination process of their radiance.
All right, hold on. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? So let me break this down. You're saying that this is what I'm gathering. We're supposed to really be little solar bodies around here,
Yes.
radiating light, truth unwavering. Like, look, I'm going to shine. Whether or not you like it, you can get some of this shine. I'm going to give you life.
It is
I'm going to shine on everyone.
An enrichment that there are not the appropriate words for.
And it's wild because it's like you say, it's right in front of our faces. The identity center, the solar plexus is there, the gut, but also we can see how in detriment we are to that principle. The lack of confidence, our either unwillingness or inability based off of the conditioning to be radiant.
It's so interesting that you say it that way, because of the location of the solar plexus is the gut.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of undigested experiences, as we might have undigested nutrients, which experiences are nutrients or can be. Yeah. And so what happens is all of the energy vortexes are identifying certain things like love or life and death, or the ability to amplify, or the ability to see into the unseen. So every chakra or every energy vortexes attracts certain energies. So when those energies come in and they're in distortion, they are undigestible. So in the solar plexus, often we have experiences in our identity center that don't resonate with the truth of our beingness.
Yeah.
How we're treated is undigestible sometimes. So often our solar plexus is congested and needs to be illuminated.
Yeah.
At the same time, this correspondence goes further than that, because inside the earth there is a sun. So everything is everything on every level.
And we are the earth, the physical bodies.
We are the earth, and then there is the earth, and inside the earth there is the sun, and then we are the sun. And then in our religions it says Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and that's a distortion of the principles of creation and the sun.
Father, mother, child, or father, mother, son.
So the idea is we're constantly being told through distortion the truth that we are miniature suns with the same purpose as the larger consciousness in our local central sun, because there are many suns, but our solar system that we are part of, our comfortability and our familiarity with the sun that we know of, is the same idea of shining on the good and the evil, being radiant whether we like it or not. Your distaste with trying to block out the sun does not stop it from shining.
That sounds like a strong, balanced solar plexus right there.
Yes, so it's that all the correspondences work through all of the many layers of realities. We are spanning many dimensions. We are multi-dimensional solar beings. And
would you talk a little bit about the one of the things that comes to mind is soul, S-O-L, Latin, and then you have soul, S-O-U-L, but it's also synonymous with sun.
which in other languages in Latin is Sol, which is sun.
Yeah.
So all of this is the truth in the language that has not been obfuscated, but in some cases we have been misdirected to think that we are in separation of that which is self-sustaining and self-empowering, which we are that, but we have not understood that, and there has to be some level of cognizance that we are the sun. We can ignite within us the self-sustaining sovereignty of being a sun. It's been mostly misunderstood because in this world, we think sovereignty is something someone gives us.
Yeah, but this is something by divine birthright.
This is our blueprint, and all of the correspondences can see, you can see it through all of the correspondences, whether you're above the earth physically, whether you're the physical being on the earth, or you're the aspect of the sun that is in the earth, that is the sun for those who are there. So there is all of that.
And we've really been tricked.
Yes.
We have really been tricked and severed from the truth. There's so many different things that comes to mind. I kind of want to back it up about the idea of, well, first I'll go to, you were talking about sovereignty, and I could see how this concept is a paradigm shift in and of itself. And the idea of us being free, not needing so much from another. It's making me think about previous talks we've had about people being parasitic, where the sun doesn't operate that way. It's like I'm a creator of life. I give. And even though we have understandings, which I want us to take it there, that the sun is also interconnected with other galactic solar bodies across our galaxies and beyond. So there's a level of communication and orbiting and connectivity there, but it's doing its thing, with or without. But there's still a level of interconnectedness and individuality, so to say.
You started by saying something about sovereignty and what was that?
Parasitism.
So yes, so we have been cultivated into a level of having to live amongst each other with levels of parasitic behavior. However, the reality is that our model should be the sun. So the sun is in service. The sun is in service to not only humans, but to all that it radiates its light upon. So it's in service to the worms, and it's in service to the squirrels, and it's in service to the fish in the oceans. And this is the model. The model is that we grow and evolve into being able to give and not just take. Mm-hmm. Not that there's anything wrong with taking. At some levels, we need to take to be nourished, But the idea that the reason the ancients thought of the sun as God is because all things came from the animation of the radiance of the sun upon the earth and animals in earth plane. And they recognize in the same way that water, in the same way that, earth represents, fire, the sun represents fire, but the same way that nothing grows if you don't have earth, and the same way that water is a medium and that air, all of these are the animating forces of creation. And I speak about them on my monthly talk, air, earth, water, and fire. I've been doing it for years. We're at, I think, 21. And I'm not sure what the next one is, but I think water 21. So the idea of being able to understand that you are made up of fire. You are sun. You are not only solar plexus, but you are fire. Your brain synapses jump on the electricity of your electrical being that is magnetized through fire.
Crackle, crackle, pop, pop.
Yes, and the same with the air animates us. And the earth is the foundation. It is what we are, our bodies that we ride around and are made from. So all of this is part of our blueprint, and we wanted to speak today about it so that you can begin to harmonize with that which you are, because there will be many events coming where your knowingness of who you really are will matter. And your connection to the sun, your connection to the earth, your connection to the air, Your connection to the water will matter if you understand that you are not something other than that. You are part of all of that. So many people think they often say that they see that they are God. And that is a wonderful understanding, and it is true. But it is more important that we see through the eyes of God, that I see you as God sees you. I see you, and we can see that when we have a baby, and we don't want anything from the baby, or if we are balanced. We are balanced humans. We see that we may nourish, cultivate, and grow a human into a magnificent experience. So that would be the plan. That was the original plan. Most of us were not raised that way, but that is the goal in the new world.
Jacked up.
But that is the goal. So if we were just to practice seeing each other as the eyes of God, like I see the divinity in you. I see who you really are, no matter what you're showing me in the moment. That would be a way to get to that idea of I am God.
So that's from what I see, moving it from the intellectual, what we've read in books, watched in lectures and things of that nature, or even seeing, the truth through nature and the geometry, to embodiment, to where I'm actually stretching myself to be it, and most importantly, in the everyday interactions that are within arm's reach.
The ability to see the exquisiteness and the beauty and the extraordinary ability for life to bring joy is a cultivated, in this time, it's a cultivated practice.
Yeah.
It's not something that we really have a lot of archetypes to show us, but it is this idea of let us see into each thing from the aspect of our highest expression, knowing that we are solar beings, we are the sun, and that what we have been taught is only a fraction or a small bit of the truth of our reality.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on it before we do. If this is landing for you and changing your paradigm and perception of self, leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this. If you're like, look, you of the sun, I'm of the sun, because you see the truth of this, please drop it in the comment section. So I want to bring something to the table that it's right in front of our faces within the spiritual community. There's the reference of what is known as starseeds, souls who come back or come to the earth plane to assist with the shifting consciousness on the planet. And so, break it down, the sun is a star. And so could it be that, this lines up with the idea of a bunch of solar bodies lighting up to be the sun, so to say, individually, and we all illuminate this planet through the embodiment of that archetype?
You, sir, have won the prize. You won the prize for today. The prize is that the reality is that we are the stars, we are the seeds, we are the stars, we are the sun. It is not only one sun. There's one sun in our solar system, but there are other suns, and we will share meditations with you so that you may join on to that idea, to harmonize with your sunness of the sun, to identify yourself as that aspect. But yes, there are star seeds, but everything is part of a larger plan for humanity to evolve. Yes, star seeds do come here. Everyone comes here, and everything serves the greater plan. All things serve the greater plan, whether it looks like it or not, because the plan will not be denied. There will not be that humanity does not evolve. It is so that we shall at some point know that we are all that is and the suns. That has already been written, and it must be so. This is the movement. We are the light body movement. We are here to let people know that start calling for harmonizing with that aspect of the sun that you are, so that you can be that. You lose nothing by being more radiant. You lose nothing by seeing those who are around you through the eyes of divinity. You lose nothing. You only gain. And then as the solar maximum, as the solar flares, as the changes in the galactic and our universal sun, as well as our local sun, move forward in what has already been determined by scientists, and as the next solar events, you will have the necessary coding. You will have the necessary understandings to know that that is you in development. You are developing to be that.
Why are you so psychic? That was going to be my next question. I don't have any more questions. It was going to be about this, if you would elaborate on the solar flares and what that means for us.
I thought I heard you say that.
I guess you did. So with that being said, we could do a call for the truth, divination card pull, and wrap up.
Would you tell us what your question will be for the cards today?
To share with us the truth that we must understand regarding embodying being the sun.
Yes.
The theme is sacred space. Everywhere you step is sacred space, but you need to own it, know it, and be it. And I think in simple, the sun is a sacred being, sentient consciousness, as you mentioned. It's been revered forever. And showing up with that same reverence and respect for self, where I am the sun wherever I go. I illuminate the space, I light it up, I give life.
Relentlessly. The sun is relentless. It shows up every day.
Yeah, I think that's a key component.
Relentlessly be the sun. Relentlessly shine upon others. Relentlessly see them through the eyes of divinity. Change our world. This is the way the new world can grow. Thank you so much. We hope you'll come back and join us again in Lakesh in Veritas with honor, respect, gratitude, integrity, discipline, and action.